So, who has a challenge finding their purpose? Anybody? Anybody want to tell me what your challenge is? Step on in. Go ahead. This is interactive.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Confidence.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Who else has a problem with confidence? That's a lot of people. Well, it's just this half. This half is just really confident. We're good. So how do we get confident? For those that are recording, want to take notes on how to get confident. Anybody want to tell me how you get confident? Since this side is so confident, tell me how you get confident.
Knowing yourself, knowing your purpose.
Knowing yourself and knowing your purpose. But how do you do that? See, the key is how. Because if you're coaching him, you got to tell him how to do it.
But I guess looking deep into yourself to find out who you are, who you really are. Because a lot of stuff is covered. There's a lot of stuff going on underneath. So really asking the killer questions to discover what that is.
So I like that. I like the direction you're going. But let me ask you a question. Has anybody ever done reflection work, gone inside themselves, start looking, and got further lost? Right? I know I have. I started looking, I'm like, okay, what's really going on? Oh shit, I just went into a black hole. So, but yes, reflection is definitely good. It allows you to see actually what happens when you do more reflection work. It's like a black, anybody remember those black posters? Those black light posters that are made of velvet and anything that reflects on it? So when you do reflection work, what happens is, you already know that there's a lot of white lint on it, and when you do reflection work, you see more. Has anybody been there before? Yeah. And things start magnifying. You're like, oh my God, this is really a messed up picture. That's what happens for me. So you need an objective eye. So I totally agree with you on that you have to identify the problem before you can come up with a solution. That's what you're saying. But the solution to get confidence. Anybody else? I'll take one or two more answers.
Taking action and tweaking until you get really good at it.
We're on the right track.
Feel the character.
I would say practice.
There you go. If you do anything over and over again, you're going to get good at it. Over and whatever it is. When you look at a dentist, or if you look at a golf player, if you look at any athlete or any pianist, anybody in music, anybody that's in anything in the professional realm, the ones that are the best, like if you look at an athletic competition and they show the win and the loss, and they talk about the team that won, yes? Everybody with me, say yes? Yes. What do they talk about? These are the errors. If you look at soccer, these are the errors. If you look at hockey, these are the errors. If you look at tennis, these are the errors. The one that has the least errors is the one who wins the team, yes or yes? Yes. So how do you have the least errors is the one who practiced the most and created the most mistakes over a period of time. So the one that is really, and that's one of the things that, which is one of the greatest challenges of the human race, is that we want to be perfect. Yeah. Yes or yes?
Yes.
And that perfection, if you will, that perception of perfection, of wanting to be perfect, makes you become a scientist. And there's nobody that has become a scientist without the intention of being a scientist that ever got wealthy. Because it blocks them from actually taking action. The one who does the most action, whether you're doing a serve in tennis, whether you're actually learning to speak, whether you're learning to fully express yourself, developing a relationship. How many people have had the most perfect relationship, but it broke up because there was a lack of communication?
Yeah.
Most relationships break because of lack of communication, because somebody is not fully expressed. But the more you guys talk and work through your challenges, the better the relationship becomes. Yes or yes? Yes. The better synchronicity you have as far as the spirit, the body, the mind, in every aspect of your relationship, when you can be fully expressed, is what's going to get you everything that you want and get rid of the things that you don't want. Because in most cases, in most relationships, as you go through one relationship, the second relationship, the third relationship, you're very clear about what you don't want. You aren't clear about exactly what you do want, but you're clear about what you don't want. Like, I'll never do that again. How many people understand this? I'll never date someone like that again. But then how many people know you go back into this vortex and then date somebody who has the same issues as the person before? You're like, where'd you come from? I just left you. And you're thinking that things change, but the reason why you keep dating the same person is because you haven't. It's a very simple context. So confidence is repetition, doing it over and over and over again at whatever it is that you want to get great at. I don't care if it's a batting average, I don't care if it's speaking, I don't care if it's being an artist, I don't care what it is. The one that keeps doing it is going to be able to figure out. So there was this doctor, and this doctor went in and they were trying to cure cancer. And so they've been working at it for 6 months. 6 months, and they've gone into it, and they finally had a breakthrough. They said, oh, I think I got it. I think I figured it out. And the doctor walked in and he talked to them, and when they finally got all of the diagnosis and everything that came from them trying to figure out this cure, a holistic cure, they said, it didn't work. And they were all depressed. And the doctor said, why are you upset? Why are you depressed? He said, because it didn't work. He said, that's exciting. He said, how's that exciting? We didn't come up with a cure. We know what doesn't work. So you got to get excited about it. For those taking copious notes, you got to get excited about your failures. Too many people sit up there and they fail once, twice, or 3 times a lady, and then in turn, whatever, they back up. They feel like it's not for me. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at a business, or I'm not good at sales, or I'm not good at music, or I'm not good at singing, or, no. That's when you actually take a step forward and you get excited and you do it over and over again. I was studying, I don't know what his name. Whew. But let's just focus on the positive. Let's focus on the positive. Everybody say we're on the positive here. R. Kelly.
Oh.
Oh, you gone and done it.
He said let's stay in the
I said stay in the positive. We aren't talking about his personal life and and him having his sickness or whatever that is. But from a musical perspective, he's a genius. From a music perspective, he can't write music or personally write. He can't read. But he fell in love with his purpose, and if he had not fallen into the trappings and the demons of life, he would have been bigger than Michael Jackson. He would have been bigger than Michael Jackson. He is that extraordinary to be able to pick up an instrument or to be able to play a note, hear it one time, and fall in love with his purpose. Is everybody following this? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I was talking about this one guy who, one of my friends, who's one of the biggest comedians in the world. And he got his own talk show and he blew up. This guy, he actually, I don't know where I was talking about, but anyway, he actually cut hair. $10 a head. $10 a head. He kept cutting hair. By the time, that was back all the way into 1976, 1980. And as he evolved, and if you want to know who I'm talking about, Steve Harvey is a mentor and friend of mine. And so, but by the time Steve broke his mold, this guy was getting paid $1,500 a head. 3 times a week. 4 times a week, actually. Then Steve Harvey cut off all his hair. So he's out of a job. He gave him a severance pay. The severance pay took that severance pay, and now he owns three beauty salons, beauty colleges, and like 10 different salons, and he's making well over $5 million a year. But he only cut hair. His purpose was to cut hair. Now, who would ever thought someone who cuts hair would make millions of dollars? There's another guy, he started cutting lawns at the age of like 13, and his friends would say, would you come out and would you cut lawns with me? And nobody would come and help him. And the friends would say, well, let's go play at 13 years old. He cut lawns to the point where right now, where everybody was laughing at him. You're going to cut lawns on a Saturday, you're going to cut lawns on a Sunday. Everybody with me? Yes or yes?
Yeah.
Then winter came. So there was no lawn. So what did he do? He started mowing snow. He got so good that he got contracts from the city and everybody else to the point where now he makes well over $7 million a year.
Wow.
And all he did was
Mow
mow lawns. See, when you get into your purpose, you second guess. It's like, and I've been talking about this. I said some on the interview with Joel yesterday. A seed still has a tree in it.
That's right.
A seed still has a tree. It doesn't matter if I put it right here. Just because it's here and it's not growing, just because you're not growing, doesn't mean that the tree doesn't live inside of you. A bird is supposed to fly. Just because you put it in a cage doesn't mean it's going to stop flying. See, some people come from being, health is a problem for them, drinking is a problem for them, drugs is a problem for them. There's many ways in which you can sabotage your blessing of purpose, but you can't, listen to me, listen, Linda, you can't kill your purpose. You can't kill your purpose. Everybody and everything here was born with purpose. If God created a space for cockroaches, if he's created a space for rats, if he created a space for every type of animal, wasps, I still don't know what wasps do. Mosquitoes will pass on the DNA. What's your purpose? That will explain, because the challenge is not necessarily in finding, listen, Linda, listen. The problem is not necessarily in finding the purpose, because your purpose was born with you. Too many people are like, well, this just isn't what I was supposed to do. Oh no, whatever you're doing, you're supposed to do when you're doing it. Everything that happens the way it's supposed to happen, when it's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen, preparing you for what's about to happen. You're missing the lesson. Because your purpose is going to be full bloom. The power of choice, it starts in Genesis, and we'll go back and I'll take you there all day. The power starts with understanding, if you go into Philippians, or if you understand Proverbs, if you truly get into Psalms, and understand that man makes all plans within himself, but God has a greater authority over your life. Now, you don't have to believe in God. I have people that are Buddhists. I have Judaism. Trust me, I'm an academician. I'll take you down any road you want 3 times over. But at the end of the day, no matter what see, we aren't talking about, we really aren't talking about religion. We're talking about spirituality. Yes. And at the end of the road of spirituality comes a word called truth. And that's all spirituality is, whether you call it Allah, Yahweh, Jesus Christ. I just care that you call him. Call somebody, because you fell in on your own. Yes or yes? Yeah. That truth of being able to find a mentor to help you in your navigation process of being fully blown within your purpose. Within your purpose lives massive. So there's a story of King Tut. King Tut was from Egypt. And my mentor actually went to Egypt and saw the bones and saw the artifacts and saw the gold and saw the diamond. And there was this glass that was actually frozen, and everything was actually saved 3,000 years later. And there were seeds in this glass. And when he said, well, what is this? He said, there's seeds. And there's seeds. Yeah, there's seeds. He said, are they, is there life in them? Can you still grow something from them? And the scientist said, well, let's find out. And he sent them to Israel. True story, by the way. And they grew, and it had the most flourishing corn, vegetation, and plants and vegetables ever grown in life. I mean, massive. After they took it and when they took it through a process. So the scientist went back and had a conversation with my mentor as he shared his story, and he said, how is that possible that these seeds 3,000 years later can still have life in them? Is everybody following this? Yes or yes?
Yeah.
And he said something that was really powerful. He said, it wasn't about the seeds or how old the seeds were. It was about it being in the right environment. See, if you are not growing into your full-blown purpose as to who you were born to be, it's not what's inside of you that is actually a problem. Finding yourself, finding your purpose, trying to look for yourself, trying to find who you are, and I need to go find myself, or maybe this is just the wrong person, this, that. You're in the wrong what? Environment. Man, woman was the only creature created with the power of choice to remove yourself and put yourself in the right environment for you to flourish. And then you have to understand the fertilizer. See, the fertilizer for each one of you, no matter, how many people have good people around you?
Yeah.
Okay? How many people have had good relationships?
Yep.
How many people you've made in some point in your life a good income? Okay? Now, How many people have a good relationship with whoever you call God? Okay. Yes, yes, yes. I can't hear you, yes? Yes. How many people have had good sex?
If you haven't, I suggest you find somebody else. I'm just saying. Go experience it.
That's not the question. The question is, how many people want to have a great relationship with their God? How many people want to have a great income? How many people want to have great sex? How many people want to have a great life? Here's the secret. The people that you surround yourself with, too many times we can get lost in having good relationships and not understand we are not getting to our full-blown purpose because we don't have great people around us. And you can get stuck in that portal for a very long period of time because you have good people around you, but you don't have great people around you. Does that make sense? And because you don't want to let go, you're like, we've all gotten stuck in a relationship that's like, okay, I'm just supposed to hold out. It's going to mature. It's supposed to get, you know what? I'm that person when I give my word. I'm not going to quit on the relationship. See, you don't have to quit on the relationship. The relationship quit on you because you did not have the courage to step into a great relationship. You didn't even give it a window of time. See, if you got a glass, can I have a bottle over there? Now, give me the full blown. Or even the empty one is fine too. I need both of them. I showed this. I should set the video on it. And what happens is, can everybody see this from behind? Can you hear me at least in the back? Yes, yes, yes? Okay. This is you.
But we can't see.
That's okay, you don't need to see. I'm very visual with my words. I'll paint a picture and you'll feel it 100,000 miles away, I promise. This is you. You're filled. You're full. You want to pour into other people. You have a huge dream. I'll swing y'all. You have a huge dream. And you want people around you that you can share your dream with. You want people that have dreams like you. You have to find people that are equally yoked.
That's right.
Is anybody getting this? Yes, yes?
Yeah.
Here has been many people's problems. You find another soul. And you're trying to take everything in this bottle and pour it into the cup. The cap. It's just a cap. And it's not, they aren't getting it. It's not holding. Because you're pouring all of this into the cap. Now, because I don't want to make a mess here, I'd show you all of this is you. And you're like, shh. And it's like, I know you have potential. You got to find other people. It doesn't have to have as much water as you. It doesn't have to have as much content as you. It doesn't have to have as much money as you. It doesn't have to have as many degrees as you. But it has to have the same potential, the capacity to hold and share and transcend your dreams. Did that make sense, everybody?
Yeah.
The fertilizer for that soul to grow is the people you surround yourself with. You have to take inventory. There's a reason I'm going somewhere with this. Where am I on time? Where's mine?
15 minutes.
15? I'm at 15, okay. 5 minutes, we're going to break because I want you guys to share your dream with somebody. I just want to come in here and mentally mess you up. For real. So you have to have the people around you that you can share your dream with. The fertilizer of you being able to become fully expressed, for your dream to come into full reality, is not based on what's inside of you, but what you surround yourself with. Because there's a thing known as exponential growth that has to happen for your dream to manifest. See, each of these are different segments of a chapter in which you need to really, this is a 2-hour conversation for each of these words. Manifestation is huge. You can't manifest your dreams, your purpose, your goals if you have a whole bunch of little cats around you. You're working like a slave. You're building. You're like, oh my God, okay. It doesn't matter what opportunity you're in, what business you're in. It doesn't matter what your dream is. It doesn't matter what your goal is. It can't manifest. It's not that you're sitting up there saying, I don't get it. How come they aren't getting it? Or they're getting it wrong. Now, and a lot of times in reflection, you got to look at yourself. It's very possible that you aren't who you need to be, because we're never who we need to be. We're constantly being molded. We're constantly growing. We're constantly being sculpted. We're nothing more than being a piece of art that is being chiseled away at consistently. There's a question I ask. So there's a man that works out and he's fully buffed. He's cut. He looks good. No, but there's a man that works out that comes from head to toe, ripped. And then there's another man that's not. The question I ask is, does the man over here that's fully ripped, does he have more muscles than the person who's not fully ripped? Who's not working out? Does he have more muscles than this guy? He's been working out his whole life. You can see every muscle cut. Does he have more muscles than him? No, he doesn't. Why? They have the same muscles. This person just works out. He developed his muscles. A person that has a bigger income than you, they just worked on their craft harder than you. They spent more hours. A person that's in shape, they just spent more time in the gym. They're there. They're eating right. They're sleeping right. They're putting in the right nutrients. Their mindset is right. They don't just go into the gym 3 times a week. They are consumed with working out a certain muscle group every day. They're consumed with making sure that they know sleep is as equally important as working out. They're consumed with understanding that the nutrients and the nutrients that they put in their body are equally as important as sleeping, as working out. They understand that actually working out is only 20% of the process. The 80% is the habits you create around the nutrients you feed, the fuel you feed. You were born with a Ferrari for a body. Every one of you, it doesn't matter if you have elements or not, you were born with a Ferrari for a body, and you keep putting the wrong gas in the engine.
Come on.
And you want to know why it's not going where it needs to go. You want to know why you run out of energy every day. You want to know why you're overweight. You want to know why you can't go as long as somebody else, why you don't have the mental capacity, the mental aptitude. It's because it has nothing to do with, I have a short, I can't remember, this is me and this is how I was born. You don't have the right fuel. Even for your mind, Gingo, you put it in, you can go look it up. All the superfoods. I can go down all of them. I was talking to a friend. I'm wrapping up. Are you guys with me? Yes or yes?
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend. She's been coughing. How many people know a lot of people have been sick? How many people know that that's not a sickness, that's within you? That the body is so powerful, it can heal everything. If you're alive today, anything within you can be healed if you control your mind and the gasoline that you put into the Ferrari. I don't care what you have. You can say, well, you just don't know. No, I don't want to know. That's your excuse for saying where you are. Now, some people, yes, we have some defaults. I got a kid. He has he has a multitude of challenges. But how many people know if you break one leg, the left leg will actually overcompensate? See, if you're born with elements within your body, there's other things that you can. How many people know when you look at Helen Keller, she couldn't hear, she couldn't read, and she couldn't see. She couldn't do anything. She had everything, but she saw better than anybody with 2 eyes. She heard better than anybody that had 2 ears. Everything that was taken from her. Look at every person. Stevie Wonder, a personal friend of mine. He can't see. He sees better than everybody. He hears better than everybody. He plays music better. He couldn't see a note. What's your excuse for failure? Because you're either going to find excuses or reasons. And you got to know the seasons. And you got to know exactly how to, this is a whole long conversation. This take me into tomorrow, I'm sorry. Woo! Jesus, Jesus, I'm sorry, please, yes. You anybody getting a lot out of this?
Yeah.
What I'm sharing, I know I'm speaking tomorrow. I know Joel is going to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you what the Matrix is about and who I'm about. I have a 2-book deal that's going to go through the roof. I've turned down 2 TV shows, but I have another one coming out this year. I'm doing TEDx this year. Between Robin Sharma as well as Les Brown, this year is going to be amazing. And then I'm incorporating Simon Sinek as we move into the first quarter of 2020. Our family is to leverage people's greatest potential.
Yeah.
My purpose is not a job, it's not chasing money, it's to shift. Listen, I didn't say change, I said shift lives for people who want to shift. Go from first to third to fifth to sixth gear. Notice only high-end cars have a 6th gear. You were born. I don't know why you've been driving in 2nd and 3rd your whole life, but you need to get to 6th gear. 6th gear has no lack. There's no lack of time. There's no lack of money. There's no lack of resources. There's no lack of energy. It's a light switch that can go on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You don't have to look for it. It's just you start to learn how to manifest, bam, it shows up. Not, oh my God, I don't have the money for this. I don't have the time for this. I don't know if I can do that. I'm not a salesperson. I don't do that. I don't do this. I have a perception about everything. You still live in the past trying to create a present. Everybody do this one exercise as I wrap up in 2 minutes. Put your hand it's literally about 4 inches in front of your face. Now look at your hand. Look directly at your hand. That's 90% of the population. Now look past your hand. You'll see 10 fingers. Anybody there with me?
Yeah.
You actually have 2 hands to be able to manifest your future. 90% live just at the hand. The 10% look past the hand and use 1 hand with 10 fingers. And if you use 2, you got 20 fingers. You can't create a future living in the present, holding to the past. You have to see the future and then use the 20 fingers you have to create your present. You use the past as experience only. That's it. Not as an excuse for bad relationships, as an excuse for failures, as an excuse for your perception. Your perception is your reality. If you believe you can be great, that's all I'm here for. All around the world is to build I look into the eyes. I have Ray Lewis come in and I'm meeting with him. Anybody know who Ray Lewis is before I say his name? Okay. If you don't, look him up. He's one of the 5 greatest football players to ever play the game. He's the first person to actually make, from a defense on a football team, not a quarterback, not a wide receiver, not a running back, but a defensive back, he is the first and only player to transform an entire industry from a defense perspective by making his defense his offense. Every team trembled when they had to play the Ravens. They counted him out time and time again. See, I get a high off of champions. Not off of a specific sport, not off of a specific note or piano or trumpet or singer, but off of champions. People that want to win. They know in their heart of hearts, they were meant to win. And once you get that, people come up to me all the time and say, "Hi, so what do you do exactly?" I win. Which is why I'm here with Joel and the rest of my leaders here. We win. We fail forward until we win. I'm here to write history. We are here to write history. But it only becomes a we when you believe it for yourself. We're going to do something so magical over the next 24 hours, so extraordinary. Closing on this one note, Hitler had thousands and thousands, millions of followers. Malevolent at the highest level. But he had millions of followers. Jesus had 12 disciples. In your life, you only need a handful of people to create history.
That's right.
Stop trying to help everybody. Hey! Give him a round. I love this man. I see my Wayne in there. I see a whole bunch of my family here. even supposed to do what you do. Because if everybody's supposed to do what you do, you wouldn't have an opportunity to become extraordinary. Stop trying to get everybody to go with you. I like to limit the complete competition. I only want about 3 or 4 people, fill a niche, fill a need, fix the problem, and be the first one 5 years ahead of everybody else. How many people like that conversation? Yeah. You were born with an idea, whatever that is, to feed the homeless, to help the shelter, to be able to fix hearts, to be a cardiologist, to be a singer. Don't let anybody take you away from your dream. And everything you're doing that you don't believe has to do with your dream, it does. So you say, I don't want to do this because it's not alignment. It actually is. Not all of them, but you got to find the things. Sometimes, there's so many times that I've done something and worked somewhere or worked with somebody, and I was like, that was a waste of my time. But it was setting me up that I thought was a setback for a comeback. And I ended up 10 feet ahead of where I took 2 steps back. And in that perception of 2 steps back, I ended up 10 feet ahead. I generated over 7 figures clear and free last year. Lost more money than I made. But then I could look at my losses. And then on the other side, I was like, but that just means now I can clear a net 3 times money I made last year. Because I already know what my potential is. So now I can just make smarter decisions. Is anybody getting that so far?
Yeah.
Leave me with that. I want you to share before you get out of here. I'm going to close out early right now because I want you to, one, accept my invitation. For people that want to shift in their life, I'm going to turn the mic over to Joel and he'll tell you about tomorrow. And if not, and you're completely content with where you are, see, the thing is, everybody wants to know what somebody does. What do you do? What does Oprah do? But it's never what you do. It's always who you are. Always remember that. Always remember that. Somebody offers you something, next time. I'm not talking about tonight. I'm not talking about today. I'm not here to sell you on anything. By the way, I need nothing. I'm really okay. But next time somebody offers you something, be very clear and look into their eyes and ask, who are you versus what you do? Because where 3 or more come together, anything is possible. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Find 2 people and share your dream and claim it today. Know that you're here for a reason. Claim your reason. It's 2019. Why you bring 2018 with you into 2019? Why you bring your bills into 2019? Why you bring the same people into 2019? It's time for a new change. Mercury retrograde is gone. The shift is lifted. The energies are aligned. Your chakras should be cleansed. Your mind should be on alignment. Your body should be going through a cleanse. Oh, I didn't finish that one last thing. The healing. My friend who kept coughing. So she was coughing. I said, if you listen, I can heal you. That's what I do. I'm a healer. She said, okay, so I'm tired of coughing. What should I do? For those that ever, before you get sick, I'm going to tell you exactly what you do. Anybody want to know?
Yeah.
Yes or yes?
Yes.
Go boil some water. For those that have cough, respiratory, if you have antioxidants, if you're inflamed, if you have mucus coming in any way that you aren't feeling well, that's just inflamed. That's just where your body is trying to fight. Get some water, boil it, put garlic in it, put ginger in it. Boil it for 12 minutes. After it's at a boil, let it boil for 12 minutes. Pour the water off of it. Boil it again. Then after it gets to a boil for 12 minutes again, put it into your favorite teacup with the garlic and the ginger. And then you get the greatest honey. Manuka is the best, but any organic honey will do. You put the honey in it, sweeten it just enough that you can like it. You get a fresh lemon. You cut it, you squeeze it, you put it in the water. And you drink the whole thing all day for 3 days straight. And you eat everything in it. It becomes candy to you. The ginger, it becomes really soft and crisp like pineapple. I can eat the whole cloves. But the garlic, if you have to dice them up, dice them all up, whatever works with you, and you eat the garlic. It will cleanse your entire system in less than 48 hours, it will go into a shock. The general will actually shock your system as if it's being attacked 10 times what is being attacked, and the defense mechanism will kick in tenfold and heal you in less than 48 hours. You do it for 3 days, it'll come full circle. Do not leave here without getting 3 numbers you don't know and accepting an invitation to look at something you've never looked at in your life. My name is Byron Nelson. God bless.